Welcome back to Two Wacky Teacherpreneurs Tell All. I am Amanda Werner, and I'm here with Jess Martin, the whimsical teacher online. I'm Amanda right now online, and we both have been teacherpreneurs for over a decade. We've been friends for a very long time, for most of that time. We live in different states. Jess lives in Nevada, I live in California. And we love talking about business stuff and like personal life stuff. And this episode, we really want, well, we're back. We started this podcast 3 years ago, and I'm considering that those batch season one. And this is season two. And and we want to talk about in this episode, what is a wacky teacherpreneur? What does that mean? And as I'm we're talking about this, I want you listener to be thinking about, is this you? Because if it is, then you should join our community.
All right, I'm excited about this. Yeah, so I think one thing we're thinking with the new community, if you join in an accountability group, if you pay just a little bit of money to be in that group, then you're more likely to show up to meetings and stuff. And that's the whole idea here is like we just want to get together. I don't know how often, but we want to get together and do little work sessions on our TPT stores. And that's what you're paying the $6 for. It's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be like exclusive content or like podcast episodes that you can't normally hear. It's just going to be if you want to hang out with us and work and talk about what you're working on and just have a couple people they're working on TPT, you're working on TPT. I think it's really helpful. And it kind of brings me back to like when I first became a teacher entrepreneur, the big trend was, oh, you got to find people in real life to work with. You got to go find people to go hang out and do work sessions with. And if you do, you're going to be more successful than other people. And this was a really hot trend back when I started TPT, which was probably 2014-ish, 2015-ish. So yeah, it's been over 10 years. And in the beginning, that was what it was about. It was such a niche thing to be a teacher and an entrepreneur on Teachers Pay Teachers. It was like we have to find each other. We have to connect with each other. And that's what this is really about. And I think what COVID taught us is that we can find each other and connect with each other on a Zoom call. Like we can actually get work done. We taught on Zoom. We graded papers on Zoom, right? Like we can work on our TPT stores on Zoom. And that's kind of the whole idea of this, like being a wacky teacherpreneur is like you want to find other weirdos. Like maybe you've always been the weirdo in your building. And now you're even weirder because you have a Teachers Pay Teacher store or you're trying to make a profit with some of your teaching ideas. I mean, when you talk to regular people at school, a lot of times when you say, "Yeah, I have a Teachers Pay Teacher store," there's a couple people in the room that are like, "Oh, you do?" And everyone else is like, "Oh, yeah, I like I I like to do other things, right? Like with my time, and and then sometimes they go off about their hobbies. And I've always just, I basically being a wacky teacherpreneur is I don't have much in common with the people that I'm around ever. I'm thrilled when I meet someone I have something in common with, because I was like, oh my gosh, I have something in common with someone. This is crazy because 99% of the time, I'm just like, I feel kind of left out of conversations at work, or I'm pretending. I'm definitely like masking, right? Like I'm pretending like, oh yeah, yeah, hanging out with family and doing kid stuff and going to your sister's house and having a charcuterie board thingy. Yeah, I know what that is. Totally. And then I'm thinking, I don't know what that is. Like, how many times have I Googled what that is? I don't even know. I still don't know what it is. But that's like what people do. They like hang out and they're just like so normal. And so, like, anyway, being a wacky teacherpreneur is just being a little like you're the one in the staff meetings where you're like, oh, yeah, yeah, you're shaking your head, but inside, you are thinking about, facts about beluga whales and painting your fingernails fluorescent green and somebody's shoe being untied. And you just have a different thought pattern than I think normal, healthy, neurotypical adults, like they're thinking about like, oh, I need to get my laundry done and pay the water bill. And you're thinking, huh, I wonder, if there a rainbow shot through this room and a unicorn jumped out of it. Gosh, I should make a TBT product about that, right? Like you're like, I mean, you're thinking weird things all the time, and you're kind of like maybe not in tune with the people around you, or you think people around you are weird, but they think you're weird, right? Like that's being a wacky teacherpreneur. And ever since I started on TPT, I've been wacky because I went to the first TPT conference and like I remember describing it to Amanda. It was like the sea of these women with perfectly like coiffed hair, right? Like perfect hairdos and high heels walking around like they meant business. And here I am. I'm sitting here in my Batman t-shirt, hiding in the bathroom because I didn't want to talk to anyone, looking for free pens because I collect pens and I'm just like, "Oh, there's a free pen. There's a free pen." And they're like powerhousing around, like making all these business moves and decisions and kind of like more concerned about their appearance and making money. And I was just looking for purple pens that day. So, that's what it means to me to be a wacky teacherpreneur is that maybe you're more interested in your own office supply collection than your balance sheet, or maybe you have other interests besides, I mean, we let's just I'm gonna take the cat out of the bag. Is that a thing anymore? I don't even know. But you're not a normie. If you're a normie. Like if you're a normie right now, you're just like, what does that even mean? But if you're not a normie, you definitely know what normies are. They're people different than you. So that is my definition of being a wacky teacherpreneur. Now let's hear Amanda. What do you think it means?
I love everything you said. Especially about I can never say that charcu whatever board. It's like cheese, Jess. It's a bunch of different types of cheese, but can't we just call it a cheese board? I'm gonna take this off. Um, so yeah, I actually, because I started our Patreon, I guess you're supposed to like have posts on Patreon. And so I wrote our first post, and you can actually, I don't know, I'm just going to read it to you all, but like you can sign up for our Patreon for free to read these posts. And I think we're going to make some more. Yeah, it was fun to write this. So I'm just going to read it to you all. Like, what does it mean to be a wacky teacherpreneur? So here's what I love what you said, Jess, but here's what it says. Let's start with the word teacherpreneur. This word was coined in the early 2000s. So I'm trying to do a little history lesson here around the time that the website Teachers Pay Teachers came onto the scene. It's a combination of teacher and entrepreneur. More specifically, it's a term used to describe people who are educators and have an online business. That business could be a full-blown money-making machine type of business or a side gig to fund your charcuterie board. I can't say it. Actually, it says a shoe buying habit. Actually, that's why I started my TPT store around, it was 2013, 2014, because I wanted to have my own money to buy like stuff that my husband didn't necessarily think I should be buying. I wanted to have my own little like fund, right? So, teacherpreneurs are creative leaders and out of the box thinkers. They're incredibly tenacious and hardworking. They love children. I mean, maybe not all of them, who knows? And the teaching profession, they see the many problems that exist within public education clearly. One of those problems being the outsourcing of teacher expertise and creativity to billion-dollar companies. Textbooks and workbooks will never, ever be engaging or tailored to the unique set of circumstances that our students bring to us. Teacherpreneurs create materials that teachers need to engage their students because canned curriculum doesn't bleeping work. Everyone knows this, and yet schools keep handing over money to these curriculum companies when what they should be doing is hiring teacherpreneurs. Don't you wish that that was something schools did? Um, Jess and I, have been teacherpreneurs for a long time. We've dabbled in many entrepreneurial areas from memberships to e-commerce. Jess sold like has a woodworking business and sells like ornaments during the holiday season, like courses. I've sold many courses, webinars, affiliate marketing. We've done like pretty much everything while also teaching full time. We have always wanted full blown money making machine type businesses, and we've gotten so close. But teaching and the responsibilities we have as women in this society to our friends, families, and neighbors has always kept us from reaching that seemingly unattainable place of monetary success that would allow us to quit our day jobs. Like all teacherpreneurs, we dream of making enough passive income to not only quit our day jobs, but to make money so our spouses can quit too. Think of how incredible that would be. It just hasn't happened for us yet. We still have hope that with a little luck, hard work, and our ability to apply the lessons and self knowledge we've accumulated over the years, we will get there eventually. Now, what about the wacky part? I feel like Jess did a really great job describing that. I have one more paragraph to read about this. This is a word that represents teacherpreneurs who are funny, honest, authentic, and enjoy being different, weird, and silly. Wacky teacherpreneurs are most likely neurodivergent. They are truth tellers and truth seers, misunderstood and outcasts. They might be introverted or extremely outspoken, messy or obsessively clean. They might say the wrong thing at the wrong time, be called insensitive when quite the opposite is true. They experience burnout at higher rates and often have chronic health conditions. They have justice sensitivity and become activists in their own creative ways. Wacky teacherpreneurs are humans who just want to help. Wacky teacherpreneurs are an extremely unique and important group. If you identify with any of this, then you can comment on this post if you want. That's what I put at the end. So, yeah, I don't know. That was kind of my summary of what it is. And I'm probably out of time, but I just want to add one more thing. We have a hard time staying consistent. We have challenges. We have shiny object syndrome, like really bad. We're all over the place. We don't stick to one thing. And it's hard. We procrastinate, we have anxiety, all of those hard things. And so we need others like us for that accountability and that support. I really think that that's what's kind of missing. We've been doing this solo for so long, right? And like to be able to have an accountability group, I think is really powerful. So I'm done. Ta-da! Now let's talk. What do you want to say about all of that? What do you think, Jess?
I love it. I mean, I've thought about we've thrown this idea out for a long time. I think we've talked about this. You introduced me to the idea of body doubling, and it's been mentioned before where basically you work at the same time as someone else works, and then you kind of share your progress in a very succinct manner. You don't just sit and talk for hours and hours and hours about it because everyone's busy, right? And you kind of say, okay, this is what I'm working on. And then you go work on it. And it's kind of funny because there are some parallels over the years. I've had several mastermind groups, many of which I put together myself. And a mastermind is a little different where you're not working together at the same time, but you are telling each other like ideas you have and setting goals and trying to keep people accountable. But I think these work groups might be better than mastermind group. And some mastermind groups are extremely expensive to join. I mean, like the minimum ones I've seen are like $1,000 a month, right? Like they're very expensive. But the idea is that you're getting people that are also successful in business are pushing your ideas further so you make more money. And I mean, I think what me and Amanda have come to realize, and like I said, I've been in several accountability groups, or not accountability, but mastermind groups. But like what we have realized now after being in this business for over 10 years is that the one thing that's been consistent is our TPT sales, but they can get stagnant if you're not creating new products. You're not bringing people to your store. Nobody wants to come to your store. Nobody goes to Target if all the products are dusty and old. Maybe sometimes like, oh, this is on clearance. Maybe I'll try this or maybe I'll try that. But you want your store to have some freshness to it. But how do you get the freshness when you don't have the inspiration to work or the drive by yourself? Well, you could just show up to this accountability group, $6, show up, see what you can get done in an hour. Like me and Amanda, I think we usually do 2 hours, right? We're like, okay, we're gonna meet between like 10 and noon on a Saturday or something like that, or 9 and 11 a.m. Just see, can you show up and do it? Can you force yourself to close all the distractions in your life and just work on your TPT store for that 1 to 2 hour block of time and know that other people are working on theirs too. I think it's really beneficial. Me and Amanda got so much done. We only did it like maybe 3 times this summer, maybe four. I don't know. I think maybe three. And we got a lot done. And unfortunately, I had to go back to school because I am still full-time teaching. And so we kind of stopped, but we were like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to like restart, but invite other people to do it too?
Yeah. And I think I've been really adamant that this is not a mastermind because I feel like every time that, and I've been in well, have I been in master? I feel like I kind of have been in a mastermind before, but it wasn't called a mastermind. But like even just pay teacher conferences, they overwhelm me. Basically, I feel like because it's not that I don't have ideas, I have too many ideas, right? Like, and when I'm talking to people, I mean, I have a lot of friends who are very successful on Teachers Pay Teachers. I know you do too, like more successful than me, like way more. And it's like, whoa. And they started after me, which it's a little frustrating, it's like, like, why can't I get my act together? And it's because I have ADHD. I have so many ideas, so much so that it sort of it's I feel like a deer in headlights. Like I'm like, like I don't know, like which one should I do right now? I don't know. But like if I'm in a group and we're not talking, I mean, yes, we'll talk. We'll share what we're working on. And then after the hour or 2 hours, I think 2 hours is a good amount of time to get a lot done. We stop the timer and then we say, what did we get done? And I think one time we did this, Jess, you were like, I just got sucked into this rabbit hole and like I didn't get as much as I wanted done. And that's okay. Like sometimes we sort of, and even I feel like I notice when I'm getting stuck in a rabbit hole and I'm like, I'm spending too much time finding an image for this one thing. Like, how much does this matter? I forget what you got caught up in where you didn't get as much as you wanted done. What was
It
that? Do you
it
remember?
was searching for images. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Anyways, so join us. I'm so excited about this. I think it's going to be really fun, and worth it. So,
Yeah, like if you're looking just for a group of TPT sellers, you can hop online with us. We're not saying our times are going to work for you as we're both on the West Coast, but they might. And if you just want, like, just see what happens when you work for your store for 2 hours, just see what the results are. I
well,
mean, I think it would be worth it to just try it out. It's like $6 is nothing. That's not even, I was gonna say like, oh, we should have enough money at least, Amanda, that we can both go get a cup of coffee. It was all like, no, we'd never get that much. You know what I mean? Like, because one cup of coffee at Starbucks now is like $7 or something. Like, this is less than a cup of coffee. Like, it's not where the money part of it isn't really on the forefront of our minds. It's more like, oh, we need to get together and help each other, or our TPT stores are going to stay stagnant and we're going to continue to not think about them. When really, the last 10 years, it's been one of the best things in both of our lives is
Yeah.
our TPT stores, one of the most consistently stable sources of income. Where literally I've never had something where I haven't contributed to my store in 4 or 5 years, but I'm still making money on it every month. That's kind of weird. It's kind of it's a dreamy place if you put the time into it.
Yeah, and we really want to. And I don't know if we're probably gonna do the working hour during the weekend, right? Because most people are teaching still. I mean, we could do it in the evenings, but I feel like by then we're so tired. So this is gonna be like a Saturday, Sunday type of thing, type of deal. And so far we don't have anyone yet. So if you want to be the first people like that, you listener, you listening right now, like join us. You'll be one of the first, and you'll be one of the favorites, the favorite children. Not that you're our children, the favorite equals, because we're equals in all of this. No matter how much you are make, like that's the other thing about masterminds. Like I feel like they're kind of like exclusive, and it's like you have to be making this much money to be able to join. And you know what I mean? Like if you're just brand new to Teachers Pay Teachers, and you just want accountability for working on it, like, and you feel like, yeah, I identify as a wacky teacherpreneur, even if you don't identify as a wacky teacherpreneur, but you love wacky teacherpreneurs anyways. Like we love neurotypical people too. Like they're great. We need them. We need everyone. We need diversity. So, anyways, do you want to stop? I feel like we go on and on and on.
Yeah, and we're basically right on time. So this is a really great episode. I think everyone's gonna love it. Thank you for coming.
By the way, what kind of dog is this in my
It's a
background?
pug.
Okay, I have lots of wild pugs if you want to come see. One of
Yeah,
them is,
come to our YouTube channel. You can see all of them. There's fire coming out of one's butt. It's kind of inappropriate, Amanda.
are you
I
okay? You
couldn't
said
show
it.
this at school.
Uh-oh. Why not?
Okay.
Okay. Namaste.
Namaste.